Let me put this back. Don't mind us, folks. No, I'll cut that part out. I might cut this part out. Only you will know. You want to talk about this thing first?
Sure.
I don't know if I can lift it off of here.
It's chunk.
Let me tell you what.
That's a hefty little chunk
This
right there.
thing weighs 10 pounds if it weighs an ounce.
Well,
that is a heavy. So this is...
Most people remember the name Electra from the 70s, and they made those really
the
interesting...
Electra Westone.
And later they became Electra Westone.
Oh, okay. All right, so it was Electra.
And then they dropped Electra and just became Westone. This is a
and
middle...
Dan took up...
very short model.
Dan bought Electra.
No.
It became Dan Electra.
Completely different guitar. Completely different guitar company. These are Japanese made. The Dan Electros that you're talking about, they were actually U.S. made.
Yeah, no, I knew that. I was just making a really bad joke. It's cool looking.
They're unique. They're certainly well built like little tanks. Good necks. I have really nothing bad to say about them, other than they are hefty. Many of them.
It is a solid guitar.
They're very solid. Yeah.
What kind of wood is this made out of?
It's maple. It's at a time period when the Japanese were, people were saying, oh, you need to use something more solid than some of the Japanese woods they were using, which were rather lightweight at the time. And people were saying, Americans like something a little bit, more solid feeling. So they started ordering maple. And, of course, that's a little too solid for us. We would kind of like to tone it back.
Yeah, it's a little
that's a solid. I mean, that's a 9-pound guitar, or maybe more.
I'm saying it's got to be close to 10. Of course, yeah, we were picking up that one.
It's hard to believe that a Strat thickness can weigh as much as a Les Paul.
It weighs as much as a Les Paul. It does. I like the way the cutaways are circular. They come in. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? As opposed to on a Gibson, they don't. That's
very much the aesthetic of that time period, coming out of Japanese stuff. Coming out of
gives
Japan.
It a flame, devilish kind of look to it.
It did. There was
the
80s were a fun time. Yeah, that's typical. You see that on almost all bolt neck guitars. There's a lot of
wood.
There's a lot of stretch. No, that's
that finish is thick.
That finish is very thick, and the thicker the finish, the more that happens.
Okay, because that is
case in point. When you have big, thick, heavy finishes like this,
like
they
the
tend to crack.
Supersonic.
Yeah, they tend to crack.
That's a badass guitar too. I think.
Yeah, that's a Japanese guitar.
You need to call him and say, "Hey, man, how much for the Supersonic?"
This is Japanese, probably late 70s, early 80s. This is Japanese, early 90s.
You're what are you doing? Resetting this up for somebody?
Yeah, we're gonna go through it. I think it's got a loose pod or something, and
it's got a loose nut. I mean, that's a little loose. I mean, they're all that's a loose pot right there. That's loose.
Amazingly, it has its original knobs.
I was gonna say these are very cool because they're like Reese's peanut butter cups.
They are. Those are the true cupcake knobs.
Yeah, those are so cool.
But
I like them, and I like this thing here.
Mm-hmm.
It's like an old kitchen timer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, the old.
It's very cool.
Actually, not. That's not the original knob to that.
Well, whoever put this new one on there did a good job because I think that is pretty damn cool.
It would have had 3 of these cupcake knobs.
Oh, okay. I like this Dorley. I think he's awesome. Yeah. So what's he rocking here? These look like they're
factory.
Really?
Yeah. Those are factory.
Are these adjustable with an Allen wrench?
They're Allen wrenches. Now DiMarzio actually did that for a long time, and it's possible that these are because DiMarzio for a period of time was having some of their pickups made in Japan.
So these
were licensed, kind of a deal.
So these could be the same thing.
They might be. I'd have to dig into it to see.
Yeah. So the Allen wrench we were talking about goes through each one of these to adjust all that different stuff, and that's insane.
Right. Is it
to do? Well,
I mean, nobody ever adjusts those. They're almost every time you see them, they're always flat.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So. If somebody does that, are they nutty or they just know what they're doing?
No, you really need to.
Or they are just incredibly
frankly,
picky.
you can actually make the pickup sound kind of unbalanced if you're not careful.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, is it something that like you know, your guy that's worth half his salt, which is me, or your guy that's worth all of his salt would
all I can
notice.
tell you is, if you want to, I mean, it's your guitar, you can play with whatever you want to, but proceed with caution.
Proceed with caution.
And work smart. If
Gotcha.
you know you're going to make a full turn, write it down how many full turns you make so that you can put it back the other way if you need to. That way you because with an Allen wrench, you can't really tell how many revolutions you've made except by how far the wrench itself turns.
That's true.
You see?
Yeah, and how fine the
the threads are.
The threads are.
So,
yeah. Huh. Very cool. Let me put it back up here and not let it fall because it is heavy and it will crush things.
Hey, one thing's for sure, man. You could do some forearm curls with that.
Yes, you can. You're going to get a workout. It's like slinging around a Les Paul for sure. It is.
Yep.